Hey Simlies, it's Deligracy here with a speed build. We're going to be making 3 townhouses today in The Sims 4, and I really enjoyed this build. As a lot of you guys would know, I've just been to San Francisco. I got to visit Redwood Shores, the Sims 4 studio there, which was really, really cool, to try out the Get to Work expansion pack, which I've got to say, it is such an awesome game. I'm so excited for you guys to get to play it. And also, I'm very excited to actually get the game myself so I can continue to play it because it is a really well made expansion that I think has a lot of good stuff in it. And I'm not just saying that because I feel I have to, I actually really mean it. So excited for when that comes out. But anyways, when I was in San Francisco, I was inspired by some of the Victorian homes, the Victorian styled townhouses. If you've been there, or even if you live there, if you're lucky enough to live there, um, hopefully in this speed build, you'll notice a few styles or elements in the build that remind you of that as well, because that was my aim. But anyways, we're working on the first townhouse. This townhouse is going to be a pink townhouse. It's going to be all pink inside, but don't worry for those of you who might be going, oh, pink. The other two townhouses have their own look and feel as well. If you watched my Goopy Townhouses speed build in The Sims 3, one of my most favorite builds that I've done, you guys will notice this is similar. It's kind of the same. It has the same feel about it, but obviously it's in The Sims 4 and a bit different. It's quite a bit different. But anyways, this lot is actually in Willow Creek, and it is right on the strip where the shops are or the community lots are. I just went into build mode and changed the lot type to a residential lot from a community. And of course, I bulldozed, I think it was the library that was here, so no more library, sorry, but sozzles. But we have some beautiful townhouses sitting there now, and they're on the gallery too. A lot of you guys ask what my ID is on the gallery, and it's just Deligracy with a capital D. Make sure you check your filter options if you can't get to or you can't see a few of the builds that you're looking for, because they often hide certain things if you don't have all of the game packs or the digital content, extra content base game pack. Anyways, we're moving upstairs. These houses, if you know me well, which a lot of you do, I always say that, but it's true. A lot of you guys will realize that I love building houses with open floor plans that are more contemporary. And this build, obviously, because it's this more Victorian style, I've stayed true to that, gone a bit more traditional, and kept these houses more small, slightly more cramped than I usually would, and smaller rooms too. So it's fun. I know a few of you guys were asking for some more traditional builds. And yeah, hopefully this will be a nice change for some of you who've been getting a bit tired of the contemporary ones, which I happen to do a lot because I just enjoy it. Anyways, this staircase here, I wanted the stairs to be parallel to the footpath there, rather than them all being perpendicular or coming out onto the footpath rather. And I don't know, I just like having the stairs going the other way. That's something that I noticed in San Francisco that was there, and I just thought it was a nice little bit different. And yeah. This furniture that's been put into the rooms is just placement furniture. I get different furniture when we finish building the actual exterior and mapping out all the rooms. It just helps to know how much room I have, also helps to understand the orientation of the house and the interior of the house, which I really like. And the roofing is going to be mostly flat roofs. I tried putting on some different roofing on the house here, and I mean, I liked it, but I thought, nah, I want to keep it flat like the ones I saw while I was away. Just stay true to that. But I like the idea of having houses side by sides with completely different roof lines, one being flat, one having the more traditional arched roofs, and bit of fun. I am still not a huge fan of how flooring works in The Sims 4. I really, I thought, like I've got to give it a pretty good shot, pretty good effort to get used to it in The Sims 4, but I much prefer placing down floor tiles. I think I'm just not really into how rooms work, but I don't know, it's different. I think a lot of people will find it much easier to build with. But that's just what I was thinking. I also had a bit of fun using the curved balconies in The Sims 4 here. I like the rounded balconies. I haven't actually used them that much, and it'll be really cool when one day we're able to have some rounded walls. I'm sure, whether it be in The Sims 4 or maybe The Sims 5. I know I'm skipping ahead, getting a little bit too excited there because that is a long time off. The Sims 4 only just came out, but I would be very, very excited for that if that was added, or I don't know, exciting. This second townhouse, which we've pretty much just completed, that's going to be the green townhouse because it's going to be mostly green. And the interior of that's actually very kind of mismatched. It's deliberately not meant to be perfect. Like, it's meant to be kind of maybe not super nice, I suppose. I just wanted it to look really lived in and a bit more realistic than always making perfect houses with matching furniture. Because I don't know, like my house, we've never really had lots of matching things. It's just because, I don't know, matching things cost money and it's not always realistic. So maybe that's why I like mismatched things so much, because I've never had much matching around me in my home surroundings. I don't know. But this last townhouse is going to be slightly bigger. It's also a little bit more sophisticated, contrary to the green one. And I wanted it to look like it was an old townhouse that had been renovated, like repainted, and the inside is a little bit more conservative. And yeah. Picking out the windows here, we do change the colours of a few of the windows and the trimmings around the house. The trimmings were especially important in making this house look more Victorian-esque, and I love that we're able to achieve that in this game. That was a really nice addition in comparison to The Sims 3, where we didn't have the extra roof details that we do now, and the awnings and whatnot. The rooms upstairs are pretty small. Although I think the greenhouse has like a really big master bedroom and a big bathroom. And I kind of liked that it's all cramped downstairs, and then upstairs it doesn't really, like, it's not balanced, I suppose. But that's what makes the house feel a little bit less perfect and gives it a little bit more character. I'm also wanting to, probably in my own time, I don't think I'll put this on my channel because we have so many LPs going on. Or maybe if I start a Get to Work LP, that's actually a possibility. I want to start off with no money cheats and build the house up as they earn more money. I think that would be nice because I don't tend to do that very often, only when I feel like it in The Sims. But yeah, putting in some fencing, some hedges too, making those townhouses really obviously separate to each other. And the backyards that we're working on, we do add a staircase to the curved middle house, the curved balcony, because they couldn't really get down from the back of the house. But they all have backyards with lots of greenery, lots of garden flowers and foliage and whatnot, which is nice. And then we're just putting it up onto the gallery just then. So that's good. Also, you guys may notice that this video is probably not as high quality as my other build videos, just because I did this while I was away. I've had a good 3 days off videos, much to the despair of a few of you. I've received a few tweets saying, "Where's the videos?" But I took 3 days off just because the US trip I found quite tiring, and I wanted to see a friend who actually had to travel to see as soon as I got home. So needed a bit of time to go see them, and I worked off my laptop. So if you guys have like an issue with that, let me know. But I love being able to create content on the go for you guys. I love doing videos, and the fact that I have a laptop and I can do that while I'm away because Sims is available for Mac. I will continue to do that when I can, unless it's just like, unless you guys are like, oh, I can't watch this, it's terrible. One of the main things that I'm noticing is obviously the windows are grayed out, which I don't think happens on my PC, maybe only on one style of window, but it's really annoying. I don't really understand it why it's on the Mac. And also the other thing, there's a bit of a visual glitch where on the lower level, if you're only at the front of the house, which makes it even more strange, the doors disappear. I mean, you can see it there. It's just like a gap. And it's like, what? I don't really understand why it does that on my Mac. It's annoying, especially when I'm trying to take pretty screenshots at the end because there's no door there. But I don't know, maybe for the thumbnail, I'll do a sneaky Photoshop of the doors into the picture. I don't know. But anyways, let me know if it's okay to watch still. Yeah. And I made some rooftop gardens too. I was like, we're going to have a rooftop garden if we're making flat roofs. I mean, come on. So this is the greenhouse. The greenhouse is a greenhouse, haha, because there's plants on the roof. They also have a bit more of a crazy garden. It's not as well kept as the other two gardens. And the pink house doesn't have a rooftop area. It has a chimney instead. And the third house across, they do have a rooftop garden. I was going to make a extra room on top, but I was like, it just looks kind of weird. I don't know. It looked out of place. So we get rid of it and we just make it into another flat garden. And also, if you're wondering what happens when it rains, because the rain will go down that staircase, that is a separate room to the rest of the house. So, it won't go into the rest of the normal house. I mean, I guess when real houses have these kind of rooftop gardens where the stairs just go straight up, it's just outdoor stairs to probably a lower balcony area, I'm guessing. I'm not sure. I haven't really been in a house where it's that style, but in The Sims, this is probably the best that I could do. I mean, I think it's all right. How many of you guys have a rooftop area? I would love a rooftop spot on the top of my house. And what do you use it for? Do you use it for a garden? Do you have, if you're really doing well, you might even have a pool up there. That'd be crazy awesome. Or maybe just a lounge chair. But anyways, the garden that we're putting in here is mostly pink to go with the pink house. I think that's pretty much a given. The hedges, I think, look cute around this house also. And I think, going to put in some extra fencing that kind of separates the greenhouse a little bit more from next to the pink house. Also, I wanted the third house to look very manicured with those hedges right at the front there. So they've been put in some lavender too. I adore lavender, and if you guys haven't smelt lavender plant before, it is divine. I think most of you would have though, probably. And then we're just colouring some of the pillars. We're going to be colouring some of the, what's it called? Balustrades or fencing around the houses too, and adding in some extra trees here. I enjoyed wrapping these trees around the columns of this greenhouse just by using the 9 key to lift them up. Pretty cool. And then if you layer up the flowers or flowered shrubbery around them, it just adds a little bit more realism to them, I think. I'm all about the layering. I think the layering looks good. And giving a sneaky save there too. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, and it's just awful when you lose a build because you didn't save it. And oh my gosh, that's happened to me like probably 4 or 5 times, and I've been like, no, I have to start again. Although usually you make it better the second time, I've found. The interior of the pink house, I've skipped ahead a little bit. I put in the flooring of the 3 houses and the wallpapers I was going to use just because this is quite a long build, and I figured that better to have a half-hour video than like a 45-minute video. that's why I did that. Sorry if that frustrates a few of you, but in these bigger builds, I think they can just be too long if I include all the details. Or I can upload in two halves. That's another option, which maybe I can do next time. But this kitchen, I love how the pink roses tie into the pink tiles on the floor and the pink door. It's just like all pink. It's so sweet. And it's probably I have a soft spot for each of these townhouses, but I kind of get a kick out of the pink one. I I like it a lot. And we were going to put some exposed brick behind there, but in the end, we end up using the exposed brick on one of the other houses, which I think it looks a little bit better in. Putting in the dining table too. I think we've only got enough room for the smaller, rounder tables, and I swear these tables look pretty small. Like, can you fit all of your Sims meals onto them? Can 4 Sims sit there? I mean, I'm guessing they can because otherwise you wouldn't be allowed to put 4 chairs there. But it's pretty impressive. And someone has started mowing out the front of my window. So if you hear any background noise, that's what it is. It is a lovely sunny day in Melbourne today. And I'm going to be going out to a friend's birthday tonight, which should be good. And I've got to figure out what to wear. I don't know what to wear. It's like weird weather. It's cold, but not because we're coming into autumn from summer right now. I love these exposed weatherboards in this house. In the bathroom, I love when in the toilets there's a bit of a rustic look to it in older houses, just because it's something that I've seen a lot before. And so I decided to bring that into this house. Got some nice mirrors going up there, both matching. In the greenhouse, they wouldn't be matching, I don't think. And some gold-colored, I think, what are they called? Handles. And I'm thinking hose. Oh my God. Tap. I forgot the word tap just then. That was the biggest brain fuzz ever. That's so weird. I remember I told you guys once how I forgot to hold a spoon. I mean, this was years ago, like a long time ago. And it was so weird because I was like 14 maybe. And I was eating something or getting ready to eat a yogurt. Yeah, it was yogurt. And I just couldn't remember how to hold my spoon. What felt like forever, but was probably only like 30 seconds. I couldn't remember. And it was weird. Sometimes you just have weird moments like that. This is the downstairs study nook upstairs study nook. My apologies. And I was going to put these shelves just on top of the other bookshelves because they overlapped, were looking like they had a bit of a glitch going on when you move the camera around. It kind of got that blinking effect because they're overlaid or layered on top of one another. So I was going to cover up using shelves, but it didn't really make much of a difference. So we figure it out another way by putting in a nice seating area instead with a fireplace. And then this is the green bedroom. The green bedroom, I guess, alludes to the house or the townhouse next door. It would have been cool to actually have a door through to the next door neighbors. That would have been pretty cool, actually. But anyways, these townhouses, for those of you who might not be as familiar with The Sims, you can't move your Sims individually into one of the townhouses because we cannot have lots directly side by side. There is at least one grid square, I think, between them. And we can't pick where we position our lots in The Sims 4. These townhouses are obviously technically one household. So if you wanted your Sims to live in one of the townhouses, they would kind of be going into the other ones as well. You'd have to somehow delete a few of the doors maybe so they couldn't get in. Or you can do what I like to do and have multiple families in the one family. So divide your 8 Sims maximum into 3 different families and just kind of play them all in the separate townhouses. Or you could just go right ahead and bulldoze 2 of the townhouses if you just like one of them. That's another option. So sometimes I like to clarify that when... for those of you who aren't as familiar, because not everyone's... been playing this for that long. And this greenhouse, the downstairs area, we're working on the lounge room. So you'll start to get an idea of how some things are a little bit mismatched in this house. It's not all perfect. It's not made to look really pretty. It's just a bit more realistic. And I've been to a lot of houses where everything's green. I don't know, maybe there was like a, I guess, a bit of a trend of having green rooms in houses with green furniture, but I decided to go with that theme for this. I thought it was kind of cool and a bit of fun. Putting in the father clock there, grandfather clock. I love grandfather clocks there. My grandparents have one, and when it gets to an o'clock, it does all these, like these bells go off and chime for the amount of hours it is. So if it's like 7 o'clock, it'll chime 7 times. And there's something about it that just makes me feel really warm and cozy and at home. I like it a lot. This bathroom, the tiles do match the wallpaper. Took me a while to actually find the matching wallpaper, I have to say, but found it in the end. The bathrooms are quite spacious in the greenhouse, and actually the master bedroom, if I recall correctly, is very spacious as well upstairs. We've got the kitchen here. It's quite a, I suppose, a quaint looking kitchen, and I think we're going to put some bricks on the wall. I feel like this house you could move into and then over time aim to renovate it as your Sims earn more money, which is a bit of fun, like a bit of fun to do it up. Renovation. I actually thought the other day of making a Sims family. I mean, I always have these ideas, but of course I can't put them all on YouTube because I have other work to do other than just YouTubing. But I had this, and there would be so many videos, but I have this idea of, in obviously real life, people buy houses to then do up and then resell. So I'm sure a lot of you guys would do this, or if maybe your parents do this as well if you're younger, and you just buy houses, do them up, and then make an income from reselling those homes. So I thought it'd be fun to have a challenge where like you make a Sim family that doesn't have much money, and the aim is to just renovate houses as you earn a little bit of money. Maybe they do like painting or writing or something, and you bit by bit do up houses and just upgrade and upgrade and upgrade. Thought that would be kind of fun. But then again, I don't know if it would actually work, because now I think about it, you don't really make money off what you spend in The Sims. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, you're going to sell for how much the objects cost, or probably less because they depreciate in value over time, I think. So I don't know if that would work right now, but it crossed my mind. Definitely crossed my mind. This house looks really inviting out the front. I love the greenery around there. I think that's so pretty. And all the mower man's coming closer to my room. I wonder if you guys can hear that. I don't know. It's pretty loud. There's also a hat rack in there, and nice cozy bathroom. Again, with the matching tiles. Could have made that mismatched, actually. I could have put in a different tile. But I find in a lot of houses, all the bathrooms are matching. I don't know about you guys, but in my house, the bathrooms are the same. And then they have, well, they're not exactly the same, but, they have the same benchtop treatment and the same, detailing on the walls. Whereas I guess some houses, the bathrooms wouldn't be matching. I don't know if you guys have that or not. But mine are matching, so I decided to do that. I love this kid's bedroom. I think I'm going to call it the Pingu wallpaper, but the penguin wallpaper is so cute. And it's just nice. It's a nice room for a baby to be born, and then they end up moving into that single bed. Or maybe one of the kids shares the room with the baby. I don't know if that's a thing. I think when I was a baby, I was always in my parents' bedroom, not my sister's bedroom, but I suppose you could be in your sibling's room. This bedroom, I got a bit confused here. I actually thought I'd moved on to the third townhouse, which is the more refined one. So I was making this bedroom all matching, and I just adore this wallpaper. It's so cool. But anyways, when I realized in a second that we're in the wrong house, I actually carry that wallpaper and those furnishings over to the third townhouse, and we changed the green one a little bit. As you can see there, we're just putting it in the third townhouse, and then this part is like super fast right now. This is 8 times normal speed, so times 800. Usually I do times 700 on speed builds because it was a bit longer. Just trying to fit more in into a faster time frame. It's a bit like, whoa, crazy all over the joint. So hopefully it's all right. And I like the paintings above the beds. Here, I put 2 together kind of side by side, and I thought it was a nice orientation. Thought that was kind of cool. And yeah, it's coming together. It's coming together. I think a few of my text messages, because I get my messages through my Mac as well, on my laptop, they pop up a few times throughout this video. So it's probably just messages from my mum. I don't know if you'll see them or not. Nothing too exciting there though. And then putting the rugs next to the bed. Just making it look all cozy. Nothing too crazy. Probably the master bedroom in this house is the most well put together room. Which is interesting. Like they were, I don't know, the greenhouse went to a bit of effort for the master bedroom, whereas the rest of the house I haven't really done much to yet. It's all very homely. Very spacious bedroom, very spacious ensuite too. Which, as I think I said just before, I like that it's not really balanced to the more cramped downstairs. It suddenly opens up when you're upstairs, which makes it a little bit more unique, I think. It's not fully balanced, not quite right, which I think is what this makes that home interesting and have character. Now onto the last townhouse. This one's the more refined one, as I said, and I love the flooring in this house. I always think of herringbone flooring, but I know that's a pattern, not these floorboards. At least I think so. I don't know what these type of floors are called, but I think they're really beautiful, so I definitely wanted to use it in this. And as I said, it is conservative, so there's a lot of neutral colors, a lot of matching things in this house, and this is the townhouse for the sim who probably has a bit of money up their sleeve, but they're not too adventurous in decorating their home. They're just the conservative sim. So, popping in the dining room too, and the chairs I put in the dining room, I was kind of thinking that they looked a little bit too country, but I think they work in the end. They're okay, but I know we're only up to the base game in The Sims 4 and 1 game pack, so if you go back to the Sims 3 base game, there wasn't much in the game either, and I'm just like busting for more things. In The Sims 4 Get to Work, if you watched my video that was the sneak peek of it, you would have seen a screenshot of the new furniture that's available, and I just love these rounded plastic chairs. They're so cool, and I want them in real life. I have a thing for transparent furniture. I love transparent furniture, and the reason why I like it particularly is because it doesn't really take up room. Well, it does, but it gives the illusion, because you can see through it, it makes the room look more spacious, and that's why I really like it. It's kind of like when you put mirrors in rooms, it obviously opens up the room because it creates the illusion of another dimension from the reflection in it. And I don't know, I just think it's a clever way to make your rooms look a bit less cramped. This kitchen is modern. I feel like this house, they might have renovated the kitchen recently and not gotten up to the cupboards, but just got new benches in. I feel like when houses are, or when homes are renovated, it's usually the bathrooms and the kitchens that are done. So often when you go into a traditional home, the bathrooms and the kitchen will be really modern. I'm not sure if you guys have found that, but I certainly have, and it's interesting, I guess, because kitchens and bathrooms have plumbing, and plumbing is usually the thing that you'd probably need to replace in a home, as well as appliances and all of that jazz. So kind of makes sense. We've got some blue tiles in here to match the blue wallpaper in the other living areas, and that I think works quite well to tie the rooms together. There's a bit of a washing basket there, again giving that lived-in feel to the house. And yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Trying to find some tiles that match the flooring as well. That's always tough, matching the swatches in The Sims 4. It'll be good when there's some more available, hopefully. Looking forward to that. Also, in this house, there is an office and a nice bright red lamp, which is a bit of a pop of colour. And I like that this office just has an archway going into it from the dining area. So it's still quite open, and popping a nice potted plant in the corner there. Bathrooms upstairs, I think there's two. And one of the bedrooms actually has, I think, two rooms coming off it. So you could have like a his and a her bathroom, but I actually decided to make that room a child's room, and one of the, I suppose what would be the closet, so the small room that comes off it, I put one of the big doll houses in there, so it's like a little play closet, which I thought was kind of cute. Loving this wallpaper, of course. That's the master bedroom, and I was seeing if I needed to break up that wallpaper, if it was a little bit too overpowering, with some grey walls there. But I was like, nah, let's just put the wallpaper everywhere. And it works. It works. And I like it. I received some fan mail today. I checked the letterbox, and it was really lovely to see some letters from you guys. Special shout out to Joe the Simmer for the illustrations of Colin and Claudia, my cactuses, or cacti. I really, really loved them, and it was really, really nice. And I missed Freddie's package a little while ago, which was so sad. I didn't realize the post office only keeps packages for 10 days. So I went away and I missed the package, and it was sent back. It was awful. So I'm going to try and check every 10 days now, so nothing can be sent back. So that's awesome. And this upstairs area, I mean, this house is like, people work hard here. They have another study area upstairs, maybe for the mum and the dad, mum and mum, or dad and dad, or couple without kids, who knows. They have two desks there, so they're working hard, working from home perhaps, coding or doing whatever you need to do, and it's just a nice space there. You need to walk through that study to actually get to the master bedroom, which I thought was kind of a nice floor plan. I guess makes that master bedroom a little bit more separate and private, I suppose. Yeah. And then we have the balconies to go. We're getting pretty close to the screenshots coming up pretty soon. Getting there. And I don't know, I hope you guys liked this build. I thought it was fun. And I like doing things in The Sims that I guess you don't necessarily make just for one Sim family. I like making townhouses or a shop connected to a house, something I probably want to do when Get to Work comes out. It's just a fun way to experiment with the game. Here's the child's room. It's going to be a lovely sunshine yellow. I actually put the bed in and saw those little yellow accents in the leaves on the bed, and I thought, let's go with that. Make it yellow, make it sunshine, and nice and bright and youthful, I suppose. Some curtains in too. I was trying out, but they just looked bad on those windows, so we got rid of them. But we've got plenty of posters. That wizard poster reminds me of a blonde Harry Potter. I'm not sure how many of you guys have thought of that. But also it reminds me of Where's Wally, because he has like a stripy scarf, and then there was the wizard in Where's Wally as well. So I don't know, it's just this weird mix that just reminds me of Where's Wally. Having a school bag there, some tissues. I use so many tissues in The Sims 4, I swear. None of my Sims would ever run out of tissues. The amount I use in houses. And another one of these side tables up here. just makes it look nice. And a few rounded carpets, which I didn't use in the other townhouses, but I think in this slightly more contemporary home it works. Here's the screenshots. I'm really annoyed how the doors are missing on the first level. I'm sorry about that, but the ones in the back work. You can see them properly there. Here's the dining room in the third townhouse. We've got the kitchen that's slightly more modern and the study nook area. Here's up the stairs where you come up to the landing. Loving this master bedroom. So cool. Kids or child's bedroom. And it's looking pretty comfortable. I would have liked that room as a kid. I would have liked it a lot. But this is the rooftop terrace as well, or the rooftop garden rather. Here's the greenhouse, not quite as well put together as the third townhouse, but definitely still looking pretty cozy with the grandfather clock there. And then the dining room to the kitchen with some fruit and greenery, and the bathroom. We're missing greenery in the bathroom. I should put that in there as well. But my favorite house is probably the pink one. I like this a lot. It's just so cute and quaint and just pink. I don't know. I love it. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this speed build. Have a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will speak to you soon.